exactly who we are, where we came from, why we are here. Um, and because we have been lied to about this, they are able to continue to control us. So to keep us at the lowest frequency of all time, all right, the lowest frequency possible. Okay, the Kundalini energy is rising. So with the Kundalini energy rising, you are now seeing what's called this mass awakening. Okay, so we are breaking these spells that were cast over us, to cast upon us, are being broken. All right, so with the spells being broken, many are not even aware of the spells that was cast on them. So that's the purpose of this whole lecture, light magic versus dark magic, is because most individuals are not even aware of the spells that have been cast upon them. And that's what we're talking about today. All right. So you have light magic and you have dark magic, okay? So when we talking about magic in general, all right, let's start with what is magic. Okay, magic is a science that it's just science that the elites truly didn't understand. All right, even though they would have stole everything from us and they were exposed to this magic, they never fully understood, and they still don't understand this, what magic exactly is. So to understand what magic is, you have to get into what's called uh, physics, right? Physics, quantum physics, and metaphysics. All of these three will help to thoroughly explain what magic is. All right, so we live in the world as we know it is controlled by electricity and magnetism. Everything around us in this world is magnets. Everything around us in this realm is magnetism. Okay. So the realm we lived in is controlled by this electricity and by magnetism. That's what magic is. So before we can dive deep into what is light magic, what is dark magic, the first thing is, what is magic? Okay. Magic is remember, because they created words. So magic is an ancient term, all right, that stems from the fact that the planet as we know it is one huge magnet. Okay. The planet has an electromagnetic field around it. So you can say that the planet Kai has an aura. All right. No different than every single avatar has an aura. Even the human beings have auras. Okay. Now, the aura is the electromagnetic frequency. Now, human beings, because they are full of electricity, they don't have a soul, right? So they don't have the magnetism. They have the electricity, okay? So by them having the electricity, that gives them chakras, okay? Each chakra has all chakras. Every chakra within you has a magnetic pull to it. So look at the chakras as mini magnets, all right? But they are not as strong as the strongest magnet, which is the soul. Okay? So I'll repeat that again. All of the chakras are mini magnets. However, they are not as strong as the strongest magnet, which is the soul. So this is why human beings are able to meditate and use their electricity with their chakras to ascend to certain levels. Whereas we, being the God species, we have electricity and magnetism. So our chakras are 9 times more powerful than theirs. And they have a stronger magnetic pull because we already have a huge magnet inside of us called a soul, which sits behind the solar plexus. So due to the fact that human beings, they do have chakras and they do have electricity, but because they have no magnet, no solar plexus magnet, they do not have a aura. All right, they don't have an aura about them. They don't have an electromagnetic frequency field of energy around them. So this is why when they transcend the realm, you will not feel their energy, as opposed to if a god or a goddess transcends the realm, you can literally feel our magnetic pull leave the avatar. You can feel the frequency, you can feel the energy. And like my wife, she worked in nursing for forever. She spoke about how when human beings transcend, it's completely different from when the God species transcend. Okay. So this is why. So you got to understand that the human being species, they do not have auras. They have chakras and they have a spirit, but they do not have a soul and they do not have an aura. However, we being the natural beings of the planet, All right, the natural creators of not just this planet, but all planets and all galaxies and all universes. We are the center of the multiverses. All right, we come from Sirius X, which is the center of all multiverses in creation. All right, on this specific planet we live on that they call Earth, which we are now remembering that is really planet Kai, planet of the Anunnaki or Anunnaki, it has an electromagnetic frequency to it because planet Kai was made in our image. All right, she came from us, right? It's one of our most greatest creations, all right? You know how in the Bible they tell you that the human being race was God's greatest creation? Well, we know now that the God of the Bible is Zeus, is Satan. So the human beings is his greatest creation. But the actual God species, our greatest creation is these planets we created in the way we structured the entire cosmos. All right. And planet Kai is like our baby because this the very last planet we created, and we literally made this planet to mimic Sirius X. This was a spiritual dojo. This is a place for the soul to be able to pass through here and to be able to work on itself to ascend to higher levels and attain higher levels of intellect, wisdom, and celestial energy than it can attain anywhere else. This originally why we created the planet. So when we created this planet, she has a magnetic pull to her because of that. She has an aura to her. She is alive as you and I. So to fully understand magic, right? Light magic versus dark magic, you have to understand what magic is. Peace to all the guys and goddesses walking. I see y'all steady coming in here. We have 600 live viewers. Peace to y'all. Y'all can go on Twitter, let them know we live. Go on YouTube, Instagram, the forum, let them know we live. I know we started class a little late, so everybody might not know we live, but it's okay. If you don't catch us live right now, the video is going to be saved. The lecture is going to be saved. But we not at the, normally y'all will see me at what I like to call the classroom board, right? We in class right now, but look at this like a Zoom meeting. You know how like the kids nowadays, they don't go in class, they got to get on Zoom. This like Zoom right here for us. You get what I'm saying? Because normally y'all know we in class. You see me at the table. We you know, you see the McCurba behind me, the whole nine. We didn't do that today. When we started this lecture, we started it with, for those who just walking in right now, we started it with, I did a light meditation, like a quick 3-minute meditation. Of course, the ancestors in here with me, the wife in here with me, y'all in here with me. I played the ancestral music to raise the frequency, and we went right at it because this is a deep lecture that I want to really get an understanding about to our people, the God species, all right? I know it's human beings in the university, so you're more than welcome to sit into this to understand it as well, because human beings also be using magic, right? So to understand light magic versus dark magic, you have to understand that where we are at is a magnetic realm. So it could be no magic if we didn't have if we didn't have magnets in us, which are souls, and the planet herself didn't have a magnetic frequency or aura about her. We have an aura too. We have an electromagnetic field around us. Well, our planet has an electromagnetic field around her. All right. We are a very advanced species. We are before time. We are ageless. We have been here much, much longer than any history book could ever document. Your ancestors are some of the greatest scientists, for we are the original scientists. We are the original eugenicists. We are the original architects. We are the original farmers, the original agriculturals, all right? And farming didn't just start right here on this planet, all right? That would be considered a lie, all right? We're going to get to what lies is. Lies are all a part of tricknology. Tricknology is the part of light magic, okay? So by the end of this lesson, I'm hoping to show you that everything that you are in has been light magic, all right? Nothing you see is real because it's all magic, okay? But once again, we walk through this realm and we think that things happen by chance. We've been taught that. We believe that everything that we go through is some random event. No. Everything is being stringed together for you already. These are all forms of light magic. But like I said, I can't just open up this lecture and dive right into light magic and dark magic, and we don't even understand what magic is, okay? So, thank you. We don't even understand what magic is, all right? So right now, for those who just walking in class, because I don't want to keep repeating it, because when the guys and goddesses who did catch the live lecture, when they do get in here to watch the video, I don't want to have to be starting over and over again for them. It's imperative that we be mindful of every single soul in the university. I know we are all at different levels on our spiritual journey. Yes, we are, but let's be mindful and respectful of everybody in the university, okay? the gods, the goddesses, the human beings alike. Okay, so everything you see, and I've talked to you about this before, that everything you see around you has a frequency to it. It has a pull to it. It has a magnetic pull to it, except for the human being species. Okay, so we back to the question. What is magic? Okay, magic is science. All right, it's just science that has been hidden from the world. Okay, this is science that has been hidden from the world. All right, now, why have they hid this science? Right, magic falls between, to fully use magic, you have to literally have it. You have to have an in-depth understanding of biology, physics, the laws of physics, quantum physics, and metaphysics. Okay? You have to have an extensive library, mental library within you that teaches you all about herbs, the herbs, and the way they affect everything around you. Spices, because this all deals with magic. All of it. Okay? This is why when people do like little hoodoo spells, they can use little stuff around their house. It don't be nothing major. Right? And it'll fuck you up if you are not aware of magic. Hold on, let me blow my nose 1 second, y'all. We finna get deep. Reflections. We on Zoom right now, y'all. We ain't in class. We in class, but we not in the building. We on Zoom right now. We on Zoom right now. We on Zoom right now because y'all hear me blowing my nose and hawking up. For those just walking in, I told you when I went on my I was relaxing for my spiritual Hajj, for my solar day. I was swimming, and it was a cool day, and we switched states and it caught up with me. So I've been actually in this bed all week, and if you've been watching me on live, every time I went live, I've been right here in the bed. I really been in the bed. My wife been making me chicken noodle soup. You know, we doing it the natural way. I ain't going to no goddamn hospital. We had 900 people. I see y'all. We ain't going to no goddamn hospital. Next thing you know, they be like, he got corona. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing none of that. But let's stay focused. Let's stay focused though. Baby, give me a piece of that candy hot chew. Let's stay focused, y'all. We finna get to it. You hear me? I've been waiting to do this lecture longer than y'all been waiting. Trust me. If you smoke, you know, if you smoke, go ahead, roll that thing up. You drink, go ahead, pull that thing up. You gonna have to, because I want you to take notes too. I want y'all to really understand what magic is. So then we're gonna dive from magic. We're gonna go from light magic versus dark magic. You're gonna learn. We finna learn about hoodoo, all of that right now, right here. Hoodoo, voodoo. We finna get deep. We finna get deep on it. Prosperity magic, defense magic, protection magic, the whole nine. Are y'all familiar with Anansi, the ancestor who likes to take on the shape of a spider when he appears to you sometimes? Look, right above my head right now, chilling. Spider been chilling all day. Chilling. Ain't went nowhere, and it's literally right above the bed. That's how I know that's one of the ancestors. I pointed it out to my wife. I was like, the spider started walking when we was on Facebook Live earlier and came and posted above us. We was giving a lecture, and then he stopped. And he been chilling ever since. He ain't moved. He ain't, out of all the places he could be, he's right above me. So that's how I know that's the ancestors. That's the ancestor, you know what I'm saying? Don't no spider do that. They'll stop if they think you're finna kill him to be still. He know he ain't in harm's way, so why would he just post like that? He chilling. That's one of the ancestors, you hear me? Peace to the God, Shango, Mama Oya right there too, so we all in here. Got my 7 ancestral beads on. You see me? Ephi. That's what y'all call it. But it's not that. It's all our culture. But because I'm talking about magic, I got certain crystals on. I don't have all of them on like I normally have them for a reason. Okay? Pay attention to that as well. But we back. So to even use any form of magic, one has to have an advanced understanding of herbs, like I was saying, nuts, fruits, right? Agriculture, biology, the laws of physics, and then the more advanced physics, like quantum physics and metaphysics. All right, because when you talk about magic, it consists of all these things. Okay? Now, the basis of magic is understanding that it's real. Okay? But when it's been painted to us as some fictitious story, as some sort of science fiction to make you not believe in it. Right? Meanwhile, our oppressors have been able to use it against us because we do not believe in it. And even though this is how deep it gets, even though the oppressor has been able to use magic against us, he has not been able to fully dominate us with it because he don't fully understand magic. He could never. Okay? He got a little basics. That's it. They got all our books with all our spells, our major enchantments. But that's it. Okay? Now, remember, the reason that magic works is because we are electrical beings. Okay? We are electrical beings. We are one big ball of luminous intelligence and electricity and magnetism. Right? And the planet that we created with in our image. We are connected to the planet. So by us being connected to the planet, all right, she resides within us and we reside within her. All right. So that's the basis. Now, understanding that all the power on the planet, all the electricity is coming from in the ground. You have to understand that. And the oppressors understand that basic of magic, which is why they are able to use it. This is where they getting all their power from, the power they buildings and stuff like that. The power the power they electrical lines, the power, all the GPS technology, which they telling you is coming from the satellite, is really coming from inside the core of the planet, of the soil. All right. The realms are only separated through gateways. All right. These are gateways or vortexes. Any vortex, for it to be open for a portal, we talk about portals, but we have no clue what a portal is. A portal is nothing but a gateway, but it's an electrical gateway, which is only open when you tap into certain codes within the universal vibration of the planet. All right. Every realm has that. And you could open up that portal with just your electricity within you. You don't need anything outside of you to even do that. All right. But when you talk about magic, it's just science. It's just science. So that's the basics of magic, right? Now, that's just the basics because you have different types of magic. You have light magic. You have dark magic. You have to understand alchemy. What's alchemy? Turning base metals to gold. That's a form of magic. And then once you understand alchemy, right, I recommend a book for y'all to read called The Alchemist, all right? The reason why they had it's an ancient thing that was called the Philosopher's Stone, which is an actual real thing. The Philosopher's Stones actually exist. And there was 3 of them, all right? They only tell you it was 1, but it was 3 of these stones. And actually 9. This is where Dragon Ball Z get the whole Dragon Ball thing. Gotta catch them all, right? Gotta catch them all, right? In Dragon Ball Z. And there was 7 Dragon Balls scattered all around their little universe. Well, that come from the Philosopher's Stone, okay? Now, the Philosopher's Stone, all right, within it holds I'm trying to use a word to describe it because the words, the dictionary is not filled with enough words to describe what we do because what we do is pass words. Remember, this is an alphabet system we gave them. All right, I'm going to hold off on words. All right, I'm going to hold off on what words are. We're going to get to that too. Just stay in class. We're going to get to that too. But this Philosopher's Stone, let's just say it holds the right vibrations, right, to say, because each word is filled with what? Alphabets. And each alphabet is nothing but a symbol. And each symbol, all right, when said a certain way, you're using vibrations, right, from your esophagus. Now the esophagus is the actual instrument. This is where music comes in at. All your instruments and music, all right, you have organs within you that make the same exact sounds. So every single, like the drum, the violin, you have organs within you that make all of these same sounds. All right. So your esophagus is literally a organ, right? It's not just something that's connected to your throat. It's an actual organ. Okay. And because we have not been using our esophagus the correct way, certain words that need to be said to activate this magic, you are not able to say them because you don't know them. So this is what the philosopher's stone is. The philosopher's stone, and it's 9 of them. All right, they got them scattered out. All right, it's 3 of them that's here on this realm, and the other 6 is scattered on different realms. It wasn't like that originally. All 9 philosopher's stones was right here on Atlantis. All right, but when the war broke out and we fell in frequency, they were able to steal 3. And to make sure that they didn't get the other 6, they were scattered out. So kind of think of Thanos. This is where Thanos comes from in Avengers when they talk about him having to trying to get all of the stones, right? He trying to get all the stones, right, in his glove. And he only needed 6, but in real life it's 9. Okay, that in Dragon Ball Z, all this comes from the Philosopher's Stone, which is a real thing. Now, within these stones, when you grasp them, right, within them, it's the exact electrical codes, the exact vibratory clicks and sounds that are needed to be said within using only the esophagus to create what you need to create. Now, this is what the Vatican and Queen Elizabeth uses to do their little forms of magic. They using the 3 little philosopher's stones they have, and when every time they use one, they need us to do it. Okay, so this is what Hollywood was all about. All right, but you have to understand that when we want to figure out, because this is one thing to know. Yeah, we know we gods and goddesses and all of that, but it's like, okay, well, we gods and goddesses, why the fuck they control everything, right? That's the question you should ask yourself. And this is where magic comes in at. Why can't we get along, y'all? Magic, you know what I'm saying, being used on us. Why is it that no matter, we can sit here right here on in this lecture and talk all day, this good talk about how now we rise and this is our planet, this is our land, but then yet motherfuckers will get off this live and go to sleep and be content and won't make a change or nothing, right? We be lazy, right? Magic, right? Magic. Now, one must have, this is where science come in at. You must truly, I'm going to repeat it because you must truly understand what magic is. It does me no good to go into a full lecture about light magic versus dark magic without drilling into your soul exactly what magic is. You have to get away from your mind and your soul and, oh, magic is just, ta-da. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they show you that, but what you never thought about is, any movie you watch with magic, right? Any cartoon you watch with magic, they always had words they used, right? It was always the power of their words, right? When they cast in spells, they always had to say it first, right? You should ask yourself why. Like hocus pocus. Hocus pocus. All these little words. Why? Why is it that any form of magic requires your esophagus? Because the esophagus is an organ. Anytime you speak, every word you speak, you're using this organ right here. This is not a muscle. This is the actual organ. But in biology, they'll tell you the esophagus is a muscle. But it's an organ. And it's literally only it's supposed to be used for magic, to create. In the Bible, they spoke about magic without even telling you. What did they have to do? What did the God, Satan, have to do to create? What was he saying? Let there be light. Let there be. So he spoke it. He used words. So that's, once again, don't look at them as words being used. You're not going to grasp the lesson. Go deeper within yourself. Remember, because remember, you already know this stuff. I'm just here to help you remember who you are. You already know it. He was using the reason why they emphasize words. Let there be light. Let there be this. Let there be animals. Let's separate the water from the and he told the water, he separated the waters from above and from the waters from below, and thus it was. That's because that's a form of magic. You're not using any magic without using the esophagus. Now, understand that no magic can be activated. Keyword, activated, right? Without using this organ called the esophagus. It cannot be activated. When Hitler was coming to power in Germany, what made him be able to grab so many people? The esophagus. When Barack Obama was able to reel us into voting for him and believing in him, what was he using? The esophagus. They tell you nothing is more stronger than what? The power of what? Your words. But think deeper. It's not the words that has the magic. It's the esophagus. The esophagus is literally the instrument, the organ, all right, that is required to activate what we know as magic. That's the kind way to activate it, because without the flesh, you can activate it using telepathy, all electricity, all high forms of celestial energy, photon energy that's in you. Okay, that's the first thing you have to understand. You have to understand, why are your words so powerful? Because you are using this organ called the esophagus. Most people don't have a clue what the esophagus is, but that's exactly what it is. This is what gives the power to your words, because the esophagus, all right, is connected directly to the heart chakra, right? And the heart chakra, all right, is what channels all of your electricity. You ever heard the old saying, follow your heart, right? They didn't mean the heart in your chest, your heart chakra, right? If the heart chakra is damaged, you cannot activate the esophagus properly to activate the magic. Okay? So that means when you're working with magic, you have to do it out of the purest place with a pure intent. Right? If not, it will not work unless you call upon principalities. Okay? So this is where human beings go. Right? Because magic is nothing but biology, a mixture of biology, having an understanding about agriculture and the herbs and the different plants, and physics and quantum physics and metaphysics. Because you're dealing with energy. It's all energy. Your energy, your words, energy, everything vibrates, including you. Right? You have etheric fields around you. You have an aura with etheric bodies in it. You have your astral body. You have so many layers to you, to your being. All right? You have chakras. That's all energy. That's all vibration. What does your voice produce? A vibration. What does your thoughts produce? A vibration. Okay? But however, you have to have a pure heart chakra. Your intents have to be pure. If it's poisoned with fear, you get what I'm saying? You can't use the esophagus correctly to activate the magic. Your words is the magic. Your words, I repeat, is the magic. Your words and your thoughts is the magic, because magic is short for magnetic. All right? So your thoughts vibrate, your words vibrate. A lot of you wonder why you heard the saying, okay, we speak things into existence. But then if that's the case, a lot of people sit back and say, well, if I can speak things into existence, why would I say I want $1 million that haven't happened yet? Right? How many of you have spoken, and then it don't ever happen? A lot of people can relate to that, right? It's 1,200 people in class. Peace to the university. I see y'all. The reason it doesn't happen is because the heart chakra is impure and there is a lack of understanding about magic and you have no clue of what you are doing. Magic is science. If you don't have a deep understanding about herbs, what do you think sage is? You hear me that sage, please, man? What do you think sage is? A lot of people saging right now and don't have a clue about what sage really is. What do you think sage is? Sage is used in magic rituals. But what does it come from? Herbs, plants, shrubbery, which is a form of plants, and different herbs. They grow like this. Sage. This is why sage works. That's a low form of magic. Sage. When you sage in your house, I'm trying to push the negative spirits out. Your herbs. Rosemary is good when you don't feel good. Get rosemary. These are herbs. These are all little forms of magic. You could use the sage and different herbs to heal yourself, or you could use the same sage and them herbs to hurt your enemy. But what's going to make the magic work? Your words. Your words vibration. Where is these vibrations coming from when you produce them? The esophagus. They have to pass. They come from the soul, but they have to pass through this organ called the esophagus. It's an organ. It's an organ. Right now we're talking about what is actual, what is magic. It's an organ. You can write it down all day. You can sage all day. But the most powerful spells and the most powerful form of magic is when you actually verbalize what it is your intent is. So don't look at it as verb. Don't look at it as a word. Don't look at it as a saying. Think about vibration. Think about when you say a word cat, you produce a vibration. When you say greatness, you're producing a vibration. Don't just think of it. Don't just say greatness, 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 greatness. Start listening to the vibration when they tell you to pronounce your words. This is why they taught you to pronounce words and enunciate words. This is what syllables is all about. Each word has syllables. Grandfather, grandfather, grandfather. Those are syllables. Those are sounds. That's vibration. But what is that vibration passing through? Your esophagus. So we at Magic 101 right now. What is magic, class? What is magic, university? What is magic? It's science. But for magic to be activated, it has to pass through the esophagus. All right? This is the righteous way. Okay? It's a way you can activate it without having a pure heart chakra, because when it passed through the esophagus, the esophagus is connected directly to the heart chakra. So your heart chakra is dealing with your intent. And where do your intent come from? Your soul. Right? So the solar plexus and the heart chakra are like that. This is why when you look at the scale of the chakra system, it's root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart chakra. They sit right above each other, next to each other. Because to activate the magic, it has to pass through the esophagus. And the esophagus is connected directly to the heart chakra. And the heart chakra, in order for it to be fully activated or working like an engine in a car, it has to be filled with a pure fluid that is coming from the solar plexus, which is right below the heart chakra. You have to understand this to understand what magic is. Okay? And you have to understand the key to magic is words. But let's go deeper than words, because before there was words, we always had vibration. Words is new. We taught them alphabets. We gave them an alpha beta system. That's new. That's new. But remember, because the alpha beta system, we are the alphas that gave this system to the betas, which was the human being species, because they did not have the same metaphysical advantages that we have, being 9 ether beings. Plus, when we gave them words, we didn't plan on them learning our magic anyway. We was teaching them just a communication basis. And we understood the words because all the words are made of what? Alphabets. And each alphabet is nothing but a symbol. And each letter literally has the number symbol in it. And each number can be formed into a letter. Okay? So this is why we gave them that. So it's a way for us to understand them, right? But they can never understand the telepathy that we naturally produce. Remember that. So in the astral realms and on other planets, right, before the human beings came and before we was, conquered and before they made us fall in frequency, we communicated using telepathy and sound vibratory clicks. So before there was words, there was always vibration. That's the basis, vibration. And even now when you talk, your words carry a vibration. But it's imperative that you understand that magic can't happen without the esophagus. It has to pass through that organ. This is an organ. This is an organ. All right? And human beings being made in our image, they also have that organ. Okay? They have that organ. Now, understand that because magic consists of spells. And all spells consist of words being said. You have extra things that you can add to these spells. Herbs. Crystals. The elements, air, fire. This is why all spells and people with altars, you're going to see candles lit. Right? When you're doing candle magic, a basic spell is to light the candle, speak your intent, and then let it burn out. Right? That's all magic. But, yeah, you have the fire. That's an element. But the biggest, most important form of that spell is your actual esophagus. See? That's the biggest part of it. You actually speaking it or producing vibration, I should say. All right? So we now know, let's do a little quick review before we go into light magic and dark magic, because we just speaking about the basics right now, what magic actually is. Okay? It's science. It is the ability to be able to work within the magnetic frequencies of your realm, using your very own magnetism and electricity that you produce naturally, being an electrical being, being a luminous being, being a 9 ether being of pure energy. That's magic. Now, you have energy. Energy is separate from magic. Energy dictates whether it's going to be light magic or dark magic that it is that you are using. See, you have to understand that because we live in a magnetic world, you're using magic 24/7, whether you know it or not. The only difference is, are you using light magic or dark magic? Or are you if you're not using magic, then magic is being used on you 24/7. Right? And if you have no clue of what magic is, then you can't form a defense for it when it's being used against you. We live in a magnetic realm, so there's no way that magic cannot be used at all times. So you have energy. There's no such thing as bad energy. There's no such thing as good energy. That is decided by the user. You are the master magician. This is where magician comes in at. You are the master magician, because how are you going to use your energy? If you have bad energy, then you're going to produce light magic. Or you're going to be susceptible to light magic. If you have good energy, then you're going to use dark magic. All right? And you don't have to worry about being susceptible to dark magic, because dark magic is only used to protect yourself or to better your planet. Okay? So you have light magic and we have dark magic. Okay? When a person uses, be it a human being or a god, when a soul or spirit uses magic for negative reasons, we call that, in the astral realms, in the cosmos, we call that, this is in quantum physics, we call that light magic. Fuck what they telling you. They're going to tell you that if you have an altar, you're using sage, you're worshiping, you're talking to your ancestors, they're going to tell you that that's dark magic. Right? Because they have